All right, we are recording. Hello, hello, everyone. And we've got someone here from Tracy, or no, this is Tracy from the UK. Awesome.
Sweet.
It's a global effort here. Hello, everyone. All right, we're going to dive right in. We are so honored to have you here today. We trust that all of you had a beautiful holiday, and we're super excited to bring in the new year with you by sharing this epic offering that we have tapped into. And so, my name is Monica, and my beautiful soul sister, Kristen Zuzek, will be joining us as well to share some life changing information with you. And so, before we dive in, I would really like to invite myself because I always get a little nervous when I do this because I care deeply. But I also want to invite you to drop into your heart and just take a deep breath, come into the now moment with us. And we're going to take about the next hour or so to take a deep dive into transformation. And so, whether this is the thing for you or not, we have no words to convince you. It is about a frequency, it is a felt experience. And so we're going to invite you into the feeling, feel into, is my body and soul saying that this could be the thing for me? And so I'm going to share a little bit about myself first. I'll pass it to Kristen to share a little bit about herself, and then we will pull up the slides and really ground in this information for you so that you can get a really well rounded, well painted picture of what we have to offer. But it is a movie trailer, right? Like all of the juice is not in the movie trailer. If you want to learn more, you get to take the next steps. We're going to share as much as we can without putting you into overload and taking a whole day to do it in this short hour. So I'm Monica, and I am a retired bedside nurse. My story, quickly, is I came into the online space about 4 years ago. And I tend to be the type of person that has to really put myself in a corner to make a move. Not so much anymore. I don't do that as much anymore because I've done a lot of healing work, but this was my MO my entire life. Like, how deep of a corner can I put myself into so that I have to make a change? My body was suffering, my relationship with my family was suffering, my soul was suffering, and I knew I had to make a change. I could no longer continue to show up at the hospital every day trading my values. It was depleting me. I was actually getting physically ill because of it. And so I started looking. I started looking around online, and I found a class, a live presentation similar to this one that you're watching, that completely, and I want you to feel this, completely changed the trajectory of my life experience. And the best way for me to sum that up for you as a felt experience is to tell you about my experience this morning. I didn't set my alarm because I didn't have to. And I slept until 10:22, which is, I usually wake up early automatically, but my whole house slept in this morning. And I didn't have to wake up and go, oh my gosh, I forgot to do something, or there's something I have to do for someone else. I didn't have to go build someone else's dream. I didn't have any chains binding me to what needed to be done today. I got to sit and be in that experience. And this is what my life has become. And I'm a great person, but there's nothing different from me to you. If I can do this, if I can build my dream and go out and get my mail and pull out 7 checks from my mailbox this morning, Merry Christmas, you can do it too. And we're going to ground in for you today how you can create this experience for yourself in your own unique way by showing up as yourself, fully expressed, super freaking coachable. That's all you have to do. Come into the online space or do it in person as well. You can build it any way you want and be the authentic you, but you've got to be brave. You've got to be willing to be consistent, and you've got to be coachable. So that's me. Now I'm going to pass it to Kristen to share a
Oh,
little bit of herself, and we'll pull up the slides and dive in.
oh my gosh, Monica, I love your story. It's so powerful. So good. Yes, my name is Kristen. I'm in Colorado, and I was 53 when I started this business. So I had a long career in the corporate world. I had a long career in as a conscious parenting coach, and I also had a master's in social work. So I was in the mental health field as well. And I'm a mom being single. So my big struggle was like, well, I live in a really expensive state, Colorado. How do I afford to live? And we're going to talk about this more, going more into depth in this, but how do I afford to like make this work? I have 2 kids. I have a son with special needs. I didn't want to put him into the system. And I wanted more for us. I have an adventurous spirit. I wanted to do the fun things that I love to do. I am just a fanatic about nature. Like my soul needs to be in nature every single day, or I start to wilt, like literally wilt. And so, and I actually didn't even really discover that about myself until later in life. But part of it was because I was in nature all the time. And I don't know, I just didn't like think about it until I wasn't in nature anymore. So yeah, and I wasn't looking for something because I was so conditioned to think that this is as good as it gets, that this is all there is, that there's no other options, there's no other choices. I was so conditioned that I didn't think that there was just anything else. And so, and for me, the answer was always like, well, go back to school and learn something new, learn something more is a marketable skill that I can sell and just make more money. And when I got my master's in social work, it was because, well, at least I can do that until I die. Like I can keep working and hopefully use my mind and survive, at least. So I had a survival mindset. I'll do whatever it takes to survive in the world. I was not thinking about how do I actually just like excel and have this beautiful, amazing life. I wasn't looking because of that. And then a friend of mine showed up online, shining, sparkling, just fully lit up. And I was like, okay, I'm missing something here. I have missed something along the way and I want to know more. And I leaned in. And when I started learning about this little by little, I couldn't stop thinking about it. I'm like, oh my God, there's this whole world that I didn't know existed. And then I jumped in. So it's just so fun to see and share how this works for each of us. So thank you for listening to my story. And then Monica's going to jump in and start the slides.
Oh, I love that. Thank you so much for sharing that. I love the diversity between you and I and really
Yeah.
in our whole community. So thank you so much for sharing that, because isn't it interesting how we're all catapulted into change in a different way,
Yeah.
right? Like you said you weren't even looking. You weren't even looking for something because you couldn't expand beyond that. And so that's what we're going to share with you today is we're going to give you some tools to expand beyond your current experience. And so as we're sharing these slides, and I will let you know there are a lot of slides. So we're gonna move through. We're gonna zoom through, but we feel like the slides are really important for you to get a grounded perspective on what we're doing here. So we're mixing it up here. So bear with me anyway. I can only speak for myself. Now, this slide, what it says is, I want you to think about this question. Where would you like to be in 12 months? Think about that right now. Where would you like to be in 12 months? If there were no limitations, because there are none, where would you like to be? Just bring that picture into your heart for a moment and take a deep breath. This is where the transformation begins, right? And now think about what needs to change right now for this to happen. Internally and externally, right? What needs to change? And you can think about this in terms of family life, finances, physical life, your work environment. I like to rate myself in those areas every once in a while on a scale from 0 to 10. 10 needing the most change, right? And 0 meaning no change needs to occur. Sit down and take an inventory of what needs to change in order for your dreams to come into fruition, because just the act of feeling into that is going to shift your reality because you're saying yes to the change. And then we get to ground that change in, right? Like, what's the vehicle? What does the vehicle get to be? And that's what we're sharing with you today, the vehicle that allowed us to really access our dreams. Like, Kristen gets to vacation all the time. I never know where she's going to be. I love following her. Facebook.
Wait till you see my next idea.
Where's this week, you know, and my kids are still young. So yeah, I'm doing magical things with my kids. I have a horse. We live on a lake. So we're having all of these magical adventures that got to come about through this vehicle that could be the thing for you. And so this is what we're going to cover today. We're going to share with you, what is the ultimate offer? What is that thing that solves the ultimate problem for so many people? What is that thing that will never get saturated in the market? People will always need. And then we're going to talk to you about attracting leads to that ultimate offer. We don't have to chase and spam, right? We don't have to make that list of 100 people that we know. We don't have to run away at holiday parties or hide at holiday parties because people are literally hiding from us because they're like, oh no, she's selling me something. We don't have to do it that way. We get to do the inner work and use the online strategy to attract people to our offer because they need it and they love it. And then we're going to talk about how we automate that offer. That gives us the time freedom, right? How do we free up ourselves where we can work from anywhere, do it in any way that we choose. We can be with our children while our storefront is operating 24/7. We don't have to recreate the wheel. It's all here for you. And then how do we leverage mentorship and community? I personally did not want to do this by myself. I wanted someone to take my hand and show me how to do it. Someone who was very successful, heart-centered multimillionaires showing us how to do this, a community that's living in a way that aligns with my soul values. You know, it's lonely when you start this journey of expansion. Can it be lonely? I was lonely and I was ready to make my best friends and build my dream at the same time. You get both. That gets to be a both and. Okay. And now I'm going to just drop this income disclaimer here really quickly. We cannot promise you millions of dollars because you are the deciding factor. All we can do here is share with you our own personal experience. And then you get to feel into that and say, am I willing? Am I willing to be super coachable and lean in and make the move? But we cannot make income claims. We cannot make any big promises to you because, like I said, you are the deciding factor. And now I'm going to pass it to Kristen. And what she's going to do is help us to really tap into that like wealth creation mindset. What needs to shift in our experience with wealth creation in order to do this in a different way? And in a sense, flip the easy switch.
Yeah. And this is what I didn't get before I started here, right? This is what I didn't realize was possible. You know, I had heard of leveraged income, or making money while you sleep, but I didn't think I'd find a way to do that. I thought you had to have $100,000 or $1 million and able to create that, like buy a franchise or something like that, right? Now, with this offer, it's available to everybody. And actually one of our fastest, I think the fastest growing market in the world is India. People in India are buying into and buying our product line. You're going to see this like you've never seen before. So if people in India can do this, then anybody can do this, right? Like very low GDP there per capita. And if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die. And that was the road that I was on. And that's what started to light up for me, was like, okay, I actually started to think about, okay, I can create a life that I only was dreaming of before, but now I can make it a reality, and I can leave something substantial to my kids too. And I can make sure my son's taken care of. So this is what we call leveraged income versus linear income. So when I was growing up, we grew up with one parent working. The other parent And that was pretty easy to do back in the day. I'm 58 years old now. Back in the day, people could do that. Then by the time I became an adult, it really was starting to take two adults to work in the home to make it work, right? And now, what are we seeing? With inflation, with the way the economy is, we're really seeing that two incomes isn't enough anymore, right? And that a lot of people have a side hustle or they're working two or three jobs. And if it's a single parent home, they're barely getting by. And that's what linear income is. It's the way we've been taught that we have to earn money. You trade your time for money. You go to school or, in some cases you become a coach. So I was a coach before I joined here, but I was still trading my time for money. I was put in the time and I would get paid back. And that can oftentimes like pay the bills, but is there anything extra? Put it in the comments if you've had the experience of linear income, right? Did you have a lot of extra money with linear income? There typically is nothing extra after that. Leveraged income is that it's the idea where you put the time and effort in now and you get exponential results later in the years to come. So you put the work in once and it generates recurring profits. And we're going to show you how that works here as well. So with linear, when you stop, the money stops. With leveraged, when you stop, the money keeps coming in. And yeah, Bridget, linear is what I thought. Exactly. It's like, we don't know. We don't know what we don't know. So that was super eye-opening for me to like, oh wow, there is a different way. And I get so passionate about sharing with people. Please understand there is a different way. And the average person, again, you don't have to be a multimillionaire to tap into that because we all know that they are tapping into leveraged income. You can be an everyday person, and that's what Monica is. That's what I am. That's what people from our community are, to create something massive here. And that's what gets me so, so excited. So why don't you go to the next slide, Monica? So, all right. And so how do you do that? Especially in the online space? You can either create your own offer, and that's where I was before I started this business. I was at the point where, okay, as a conscious parenting coach with really good credentials, I can create my own offer. I can create my own funnels. I can buy all the tech in the world to do that because that's what you have to do. And I can spend all the time to learn it and to build it. And I had a friend of mine who had done that already. She's like, I spent tens of thousands of dollars to get here. I can write a book, do the things that I need to create my credentials. I can wait for years to start making money. And I can work alone because there's no one else to do this with unless I'm paying them. Or invest in really high cost mentorships, right? And who has created their own offer? Some of you may have experience here because we get people with zero experience coming in here, like me. I had zero, but I had done enough research to know, because I actually felt sick to my stomach thinking that's what I had to do. And for the most part, not just the time, but the money, the investment that it takes to do that is substantial. And the mentorship you need, if you want a decent mentorship, you're probably looking at least 10K for a really good mentorship that can walk you along the process. Or you can affiliate with an offer. And that's what we've done. So there's a lower upfront investment. You have valuable tools and resources that they're provided. So you can focus on what you need to do to build your business. You can partner with a product and people that people already want and need. And that's what we have. We have like a basic foundational product for life. And you can get into profit in like 3 to 5 sales with the potential to generate leveraged income. So we're not talking 3 to 5 years. We're talking 3 to 5 sales. And all of that depends on the products that you purchase. And then you get a community that comes with this and you get to collaborate. So our community, more than any community I've ever been with, is into collaboration, is really focused on how do we collaborate together, even if there's no like financial connection between us. Hey, let's work together. Let's support one another. And we have a beautiful community who does that. So why don't you go to the next slide, Monica? So who here feels like affiliating with an offer is much easier and more appealing than creating your own? What would you say to that?
Oh,
So
yeah.
we're gonna break down the ultimate offer that we're partnering with. We're gonna show you that now as well.
Awesome. Thank you so
I
much.
feel lighter. I love it. Yeah,
Thank
totally.
you. Okay, so what is the ultimate offer? It has to be something that people need, right? What problem are you solving with your product? And we know that physical and financial health are absolutely intertwined. And so, what we have done, or the company has done that we've partnered with, is solved a multifactorial problem, right? Like we're dealing with a health and a wealth crisis. And people are craving a new way. Like Kristen said, uh, like, how do you live in a single household? I'd love to know in the comments who is a single parent, because I too am a single parent and I was barely making ends meet. I was not even making ends meet as a bedside nurse, and it was depleting my health. It was literally killing me, and I was living on credit cards. And so let's talk about the health crisis. Think about the water that you drink. What's falling from the skies? What is being put into our food supply? What are we being bombarded with from cell phones, computers? What are we bathing in? There are so many fronts in which our health is being attacked. And this partnership has allowed us to create a sanctuary for our families inside of our homes on all fronts. Like we're hitting on all cylinders here, y'all. And then we get to share that with as many families as possible to help give them the best chance at health. And then let's talk about the wealth crisis. We are suffering. People are crying out for help. Look at all of the opportunities that people are looking for online. It is like the most searched term is creating online income, something to that effect. People are crying out. Like, I see so many people suffering financially, and the cost of living is on the rise, right? Inflation, it's crazy. And the measly raises that they are giving, you know, it's pennies. It is not keeping up with inflation. And people are being crippled with bad debt. We are buried in high interest debt. I was buried in high interest debt when I came into this business. And it has truly given me a pathway to not only pay off that debt, but to live a life of freedom. I remember the feeling. And if you are feeling that feeling of desperation, my heart is with you, because that is a heavy burden to bear. It was terrifying. So, what is this offer that has helped Kristen and I and so many others to access health and wealth? These are products here on the left that we're going to go deep into, that we have been able to create a non-toxic sanctuary for our home, in our home, through the water that we are drinking, the way in which we are cleaning our home, zero chemicals, the water that we are bathing in, the supplement that we are putting in our body, and protecting our homes from radiation from our devices that we are using every day, sometimes for many of us all day long. So these products here that we're going to go deep into, they are an entire health system that will enhance your health, unlock wealth, and protect the environment. Like, who wants to be a part or have a part in healing the earth that was so important to me. I was just so excited when I found this space, and then to have the realization that I get to be part of cleaning up the oceans and supporting the earth to feel good as well, right? We are all in this together. And not only that, but we also get to tap into generational wealth. We get to be the one who changes the trajectory of our children's future and their children's children and their children's children's children, and on and on and on. It gets to be a legacy that we change, but not only a financial legacy and a health legacy, right? But also a consciousness legacy. We get to shift the consciousness of our family. It is so, so exciting. Now I'm going to pass it to Kristen, and she's
Yeah.
going to cover, the biggest factor. Like, what are we putting in our bodies? What are we drinking? Because we are 70% plus water.
Yes, this is so important. And when I talk about how, water is something everybody needs, right? So this is like really turn your ears on now because this is so important. And the type of water you drink, because we're 70% plus water, it's the wealth of your body. It is your currency, right? And so this is oftentimes the missing piece of health and well-being. When you look at, exercise, you look at food, very few people are looking at water, even though it's 70% plus of our body, the makeup of our body. So for some reason it got missed, and I think a lot of it is because we don't have good options for water, but we do now. And this is what we're going to dive into a little more deeper here. So go ahead and do the next slide, Monica. Okay, so what are the options for water right now out in the world, right? And we'll just start with spring water. Spring water, people think, oh, I do spring water. But the issue is that it's not as pure as people think it is. So there's a few reasons why. First of all, our planet is highly polluted and toxic at this point. Like, right, we keep dumping toxins into our planet. And so you've got all of that spring water is dealing with. And so it very easily can have lots of contaminants and not be purified. And even if it is purified, it might have taken out too much stuff, right? And so it can happen because it's an open water source. It can have E. coli or viruses or bacteria. But it also can be, I've tested. I've had people bring me spring water before, and I promise you, it is not what you think it is. Like directly, I had a driver who used to be a driver for a spring water company, and he like, okay, I'm gonna go in the morning at 7 o'clock in the morning when I go to pick up my truck. I'm gonna go get a sample in a vial of water for you, and I'm gonna come to you first. And he brought me a vial. He was so upset by what I tested the water for and what it didn't have in it that he thought it did have in it, because there is a concept in our mind that spring water is the best water. But and even in the Colorado mountains are full of uranium. And people are shocked to find out that their water oftentimes is full of uranium. So if you have a well or you're getting your water from a spring, I highly urge you to test it. So even if you don't want to like listen to what's here, just get your water tested. It is the only way you will know. And then the other options too are filtered water, which is only a partial solution. So it's taking out a lot of harmful stuff, but it doesn't give you the beneficial minerals that you need. You've got bottled water, which is like, from my perspective, one of the biggest scams known to man. So, because, well, first of all, it's full of microplastics. 93% of bottled water companies, the research shows, has microplastics in it. And these are endocrine disruptors. So it's disrupting our hormonal system, which is, the endocrine system is important for every aspect of our body. And it is also adding environmental waste, and it oftentimes lacks proper minerals as well in the water too. So it can be very harmful, and it's sitting out in the hot sun sometimes for years, and it's leaching plastic into the water. And so this is, if there's any, this is like I'm on a mission to reduce people drinking from plastic water bottles because it just drives me crazy. Do you understand what you're drinking? It is so, so harmful to our bodies, so harmful to the planet. That's the other piece about the plastic bottles too. We're going to show that in here in a moment. Rainwater tends to be acidic. People think, okay, I'll just get the water from the rain. It tends to be acidic. It tends to be contaminated. It tends to have heavy metals and chemicals in it as well. The water is supposed to travel through the earth and gather minerals on its way. So it's lacking those minerals as well. Reverse osmosis. A lot of people have turned to reverse osmosis and distilled water because it takes out all the stuff, right? The problem with these is that it takes out everything. So it doesn't, these two waters are lacking the minerals that we need and that our body needs in order to do well. It's expecting to have that in the water. And so it has to actually pull those minerals from our bodies, from our ligaments and our joints and our bones. And so I used to drink reverse osmosis water. Like put in the comments what you either are drinking now or used to drink. And this isn't trying to bash anybody or any philosophy. This is just really about let's get real here and really look at how we're treating our bodies because that's what this comes down to. Are we doing the best for our bodies to optimize what we have here? And with distilled and reverse osmosis, even the well water, Bridget, yep. So even the World Health Organization says people should not be drinking reverse osmosis water because it is going to be depleting to their system. So yeah, go ahead to the next slide. And right, so the issue here too is plastic contamination, right? I actually let me see if I can find it quickly here. Because I did look up a really cool thing. So there's 200 million metric tons of plastic in the oceans. There is a Great Pacific Garbage Patch in the ocean that is twice the size of Texas with plastic waste. They are finding animals living on it now. And they're eating the plastic. Like, can you imagine how that's changing their DNA? Like, what is going to morph? Like, right? There's going to be some kind of new creatures created because of all this plastic. And then thinking about, right, the fish are eating the plastic and then what's eating the fish and then what we're eating, right? Like, because this ultimately ends up, because we're at the top of the food chain, it ends up in our bodies. And so, yeah, the microplastics are in every water system in the planet at this point in time, right? By 2050, there'll be more plastic in the oceans than there are fish in the sea by weight. Coral reefs are creating, there's diseases that are happening on coral reefs because of the plastic that's happening there as well. And yeah, the animals are colonizing the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. And so this is a huge issue that not enough people are talking about. And a lot of it is, I think, that we don't feel like we can make a difference. And I'm telling you, our products are making a massive, massive difference. One of the things that I do, one of the ways that I do this is that like my kids have been involved in, lots of different groups and activities and sports and so forth. And when it comes to like, okay, we're going to do a potluck for this, I'll bring the water. No one needs to bring any plastic water bottles. Just bring your what are they called? Your water canisters or whatever. Just bring those, right? Your stainless steel or your glass. And people are thrilled with that actually. And then I share with them about the water. And I do this over and over and over and over again. So why don't you, yeah, because the threat to human health of this is so, so big. So hydration is also another missing piece around understanding water because every disease that the humankind has is exacerbated, and many of them are created by dehydration. And most of the population is dehydrated. Because we are 70% water, the water that we drink, we have to ask the question, how much of it is getting into our cells? How much of it is truly impacting us at the cellular level and supporting our organs at that level? So poor quality water is going to increase our dehydration rates and impair our bodies. And of course, if we're dehydrated, what else happens? Inflammation, right? And acidosis, which are the foundation of so much disease when our body is inflamed. So, joint pain, like the long list of diseases have to do with, so much of it has to do with inflammation, right? So I am so excited to share with you this beauty called the K8. Some people call her Kate. Is the best way that we have ever found to fuel our bodies with the purest water possible. So this is a Japanese medical grade device, and you actually hook it up to your tap in your kitchen or anywhere in your home actually, and it uses an electrolysis process, and it produces a hydrogen-rich, ionized, alkalized water, which supports deep hydration at the cellular level. Like, this piece is so key. It's also full of antioxidants. Antioxidants are the foundation of health. Antioxidants are what combat and neutralize free radicals, and free radicals are the foundation of so many diseases. So, and I know we're giving you a lot of information here. This replay will be in our group for 72 hours, so feel free. And I get that some of this is going to probably go over your head. But we have all kinds of people who are educated, and we have doctors that watch this, and we have health professionals who watch this, and we also have laymen like myself who watch this as well, that I just learned about it over the years because I was so amazed by the transition in my own life by this water, the energy that I have. I'm 58 years old. I still run every day. And just and I'm getting more flexible. Like, my yoga is getting more flexible because I'm drinking this water, and I drink it in good quantities too. Like, how many people can say that? And I'm like strong as an ox as well. So good. It balances your body's pH, and it combats acidosis too. So we talked briefly about acidosis and how that can impact the body. And it serves long-term vitality, energy, and well-being. And we can't even get into all the ways it does that, from voltage and all the other things that it does. But there are ways you can ask the person who invited you. If you want deeper information on the water, you can ask them for that, and they can send you a video or send you some documentation too. So yeah, go to the next one. But another cool thing is that this one machine that goes in your kitchen, and it is the centerpiece of my home, and it lasts 25 plus years. And it saves my family, or saves the average family of four, about $2,000 a year. Like, that's real money, right? And I believe it actually saves my family more than that, because I just use it for everything. It has 7 different pH levels to choose from for our drinking waters, and the other 3, ooh, my battery's gonna die if I don't plug this in. The other 3 are different pHs that serve different functions. So this one machine will replace bottled water, cleaners, all-purpose cleaners, stain remover cleaners as well, bleach, laundry detergent, fruit and veggie washes, makeup removers, toner, deodorant, conditioner, stain remover, fabric softener. And there's so much to learn here. There's over 100 uses for this water. Over 100 uses. Disinfectant, mouthwash, hand sanitizer. Whenever I travel, I bring a small bottle of this water at the 2.5 pH as my sanitizer. And if I don't have a place to wash my hands, I use it. Before I eat, I use it. If I get a cut, because it also supports healing in the human cell, I spray it on my cut as well. So really, really incredible what this can do and how it can support your family to thrive. And one thing that's not talked about a lot is that Like I turn to my machine as, well, can it do, can it treat my cold sore? Can it treat my sty on my eye? Like it's the first place I go when I mean, how many people here have these unusual medical things that you either like don't want to go to the doctor for, or you're maybe a little bit embarrassed about? The first place I turn is to my water machine. It's the first place I go to. And I look it up. Well, can it do this? Like, wow, it can do that. And then I try it. Like within 24 hours, I'm usually better. So it's so exciting to have this in our home to resolve things that we're not even familiar with now. And then I also don't have to like go to my doctor. I don't have to run around to the store trying to figure it out either, or buy these things that I use once and then I throw it away and they're highly chemical. I get to use an all natural process and machine and water that heals so much in my body and supports my body in such a massive way. And actually, what typically happens is that my body is healing itself because it has exactly what it needs to do that. So, yeah, go ahead and go to the next slide. And don't just take our word for it. So this is well researched and well documented. You can go onto Google, you can go onto PubMed. I don't recommend so much Google, but you can start there and go to PubMed or Google Scholar, and you can look up electrolyzed reduced water or hydrogen water. Those are two really good search terms. Another really good way to look it up would be oxidative stress. Like you can look up oxidative stress and diabetes, oxidative stress and arthritis, oxidative stress and cataracts. And you will see, so this type of water, it combats oxidative stress. It reduces dramatically oxidative stress. So you will see that so many of these diseases are caused by this imbalance, which they're calling in the medical world oxidative stress. So yeah, why don't you go to the next one? So you can find all kinds of amazing information online about this in reliable resources, right? That's what you want to really go to.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Yes, I want you to think about the rise in asthma. There are so many children who are being diagnosed with asthma. And I am so, so happy to not be using any sort of chemicals in my house. I don't use any cleaning products at all. So not only have I eliminated the plastics from the world, but also the chemicals from our bodies because we breathe those in and it causes lung issues, right? Well, not only do those toxic chemicals that we're cleaning our house with lead to issues like asthma and allergies, but also the water that we're bathing in. I want you to think about how long of a shower do you take? Our skin is the largest organ of our body. We are absorbing a cocktail of chemicals every time we take a shower. All of the chlorine and whatever additives are in that water, we are soaking it through the largest organ of our body. We soak up something like at least 2 liters, in a 15, 20-minute shower. It's going into our body. Not only are we soaking it up through our skin, but we're also breathing it in through our lungs, through the steam, and it's crossing the blood-brain barrier. So it's going to our brain. So now when you think about the diagnoses, the rise in diagnosis of mental disorders, dementia and Alzheimer's, because we are breathing in toxic chemicals that are going straight to our brain and sitting in our brain and building up and leading to cognitive dysfunction. And so this Epic company has also armed us with something that is called the Inespa. This is our shower spa system. And so in June, Kristen and I got to travel to Okinawa, which is the birthplace of this company. All of their products are built in Okinawa, Japan, and there are these beautiful hot springs in Japan where they actually are able to harvest the minerals that they put into this spa shower system, connects to your bath and your shower, and you are experiencing a spa in your bathtub. So what happens is the harmful contaminants like chlorine are removed from the water. But not only that, these Japanese minerals from natural hot springs are infused into the water. And so your skin is healthier and softer. Your hair is healthier and softer and more shiny. And what we find is that a lot of people who suffer from any sort of skin issues like eczema, that their eczema improves or completely goes away when they start drinking this water and bathing in this spa system. And we can't make medical claims, but it just so happens that there seems to be a link in the timing when they start using these products. I love my Anespa. I actually, when I moved into this lake house, I did not hook my Anespa up right away because it was like I had been moving all day. It was the middle of the night, and I tried to take a shower and I almost passed out because of the smell of the chlorine. My body was no longer used to, my body was no longer adapted to the smell of chlorine. And so it hit me hard. So I want you to think about the ways in which our bodies adapt to all of these toxic chemicals. We go into overload and then we have a health crisis. And so what if we could use these products to avoid that health crisis, and not only avoid a health crisis, but also help many other families do the same and create generational wealth with it? Think about that when you're in a bath next time. I love to soak in my Anespa with some Epsom salts, then think about the magic I'm creating just sitting in the tub. Now, Kristen is going to share with us this next product. We only have a handful of products.
Yes.
They're super powerful. So go ahead, Kristen.
Yeah. So I talked about inflammation before, right? And a poor immune system is a big issue as well. The water helps with that. The shower system helps with that too, because it's taking chlorine out of the picture, right? So, but also, some people know that our soils have become depleted, right? So everything that the farms are growing these days, an apple from today is very different in terms of nutrition compared to an apple 30 years ago. And that's because our soils have been depleted. You can see that with all farm products, basically, everything we eat. And so we need to supplement. Like, it's really basic that we need to supplement. And picking a high quality supplement can be hard to do. And it can be a fortune too, right? It can be a total fortune. So, and also our food system isn't providing us with enough antioxidants. I talked a little bit about antioxidants before. The water helps with that. But we also are subject to because our planet is so toxic, we are subject to so many free radicals that the oxidation process can really accelerate our aging and disease, chronic diseases, and so forth as well. And so every bit of help that we can get is super, super powerful. Standard supplements lack bioavailability. So it might be an expensive supplement. It might have a lot of great stuff in it, but does it actually get into our bloodstream? Does it actually get into our cells is another big, big, big question. So what we have for you, what Enagic, this is such an amazing, beautiful product. It's called Ukon turmeric, which is an anti-inflammatory, right? Like, this is well researched. But it's not just any turmeric. It's actually been watered and processed with Kangen water, which is living water, right? So the turmeric itself is just this really rich, beautiful turmeric. It's organic, super high grade. It's also immune boosting, and it reduces inflammation and improves your digestion. So it also has, and this is super, super cool, a unique fermentation process that enhances its bioavailability. And this is not something that's very well known to other people. So super powerful. It also has other things in it, some B vitamins. So it's also like a multivitamin connected with the turmeric as well. So and so that's really powerful. So I don't take a whole bunch of supplements. I just focus on this. And I have lots of people who come to me with this pain here, that pain here. I'm like, here's a box of turmeric. Take this and you'll be fine. And then, yeah, because we want our bodies to absorb the good stuff that we're getting from it, right? And that is not a guarantee with most supplements, I will say, for sure. So yeah, go on to the next slide.
Thank you. Yeah, my dad loves the turmeric. My grandma
Yes.
loves it.
I've got my kids on it. Yeah, so
Yeah,
good.
I love it. I love it. Thank you for sharing that. Yes. And so I'm going to talk to you about EMFs. So when you think about how often you're on your phone, how often you're on your computer, do you have internet cable in your home? Do you have any cell towers around your home? All of these devices are blasting our homes, our bodies with radiation. And so we recently launched a new product called MGuard. Magnificent. Um, Something that happens when you're holding your phone, like I'm holding my phone right now, is the rouleau effect is what it's called. And what that means is that your cells, your blood cells, red blood cells actually start clumping together because of the radiation that is going into your body from your cell phone. And what that means is that your cells have less ability to carry oxygen throughout your body because they're not fully exposed. They're not able to hold that oxygen and move it through your body. And what does that lead to? It leads to aging and disease. It's that oxidative stress, right? If we're not carrying the proper amount of oxygen through our body, then our bodies are getting sick. Our bodies are literally slowly dying. And so we have a solution for this. And it's a device that actually harmonizes the electromagnetic radiation that's floating through your home. If you could see all of the rays that are traveling through your home, it would shake you. It would shake you. What the way that I describe it as a highly energetic person is like in tune. I'm an energy healer. That's my jam. Is where we're walking through static. We're creating our experience in a staticky environment. And what does that mean? It affects our frequency. It affects our God connection. Let's be real here. So I purchased this device last month, and I'm telling you, I have chills telling you this. Plugging in the device, my whole body's chilling. It was palpable. My home, it's not full of static anymore. The environment is literally, there's a lightness about the space now. My dreams are more vivid. My sleep is more sound. My body feels better. My plants are happier. Like I don't unplug my MGuard when I leave the house because my plants, I don't have any animals in the house. And I'm like, I can't do that to my plants. Okay. And when I do my practices, because I know if you're here, you're a person who is in tune and like doing the inner work, my connection, I feel things on my body. I feel energy on my body when I'm doing my, Kundalini yoga or meditation. I feel it more profoundly. And so my God connection is enhanced. And we see this with all of our products. It's what all of our products do. It's all about frequency, right? Drinking the highest frequency water, bathing in the highest frequency water, taking the highest frequency supplements, arming our bodies to be able to allow that flow of divinity into our lives so that we can literally create our heaven on earth. We've got it all covered here. Okay, y'all. Now I'm going to pass it to Kristen and she's going to talk to you about the industry. We're going to ground this in even more. We're going to talk about the money aspect. And so if you feel a constriction around that, because I did, when I learned about this opportunity, I want you to lean in. Okay, lean in.
Yes, thank you for that, Monica. So, so good. And yeah, we do have it covered, don't we? In terms of, oh my God, like I just feel so blessed to have this in my life and all these products. So let's talk about money. And this is important because people tend to like go like this when it comes to money. So, but we want you to have your eyes wide open, and we are very transparent here, right? And I love that about our community and about myself as well, because I'm like, I love talking about money. So the top industries in the world, right? You've got the NFL is $12 billion. The music industry is 15. The movie industry is 38 billion. Organic food, 80. Video gaming industry is 91 billion. The direct sales industry, which with Enagic, which is what this company is, all these products are produced by a company called Enagic. And they're in the direct sales industry, is a $200 billion industry. $200 billion industry. This is massive. And so just to see what the opportunity is, right? And some of the things that I love about this is that Enagic itself is like $1.3 billion about. Over the next several years, they're expecting to be around 10 billion. Like, they're going to surpass the NFL at some point. And you know, potentially several of these at some point. Because they've barely scratched the surface. Our market penetration in the US and Australia is like, and many markets around the world is about 1%. 1%. So few people know about this product. But people are talking about it. And do you know why they're talking about it? It's because their health is transforming. And they can't not share. That's what I feel a duty to share with people, the transformation that can happen for them. And like even the science piece behind that. Well, this is why things can shift for you. And here, try some water. So I give the water away all the time. All right. So yeah, let's go to the next slide. So yes, this opportunity is huge. So we get to unlock true wealth with this business model. And here's what it looks like. So just as a disclaimer here, there are many different ways to come into this business. You only need to purchase one product in order to get a distributor ID and start your business. Because we have all these different products now, like 4 products, because we have these, we get to, and sorry, I'm taking care of a neighbor's dog here and he's getting a little bit feisty right now. And so with these 4 different products, you can organize them in different packages, right? Just one second here. Monica, you might need to take over this slide if you don't mind.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, so like Kristen said, you only need one product to start, but what we like to highlight here on this presentation is for those who really want to hit the ground running, taking a holistic approach in not only their health, but their wealth creation. A lot of people will come in with what we call a fast track strategy. And what that is it's 5 products total, where you come in with a drinking water machine for your own home. You purchase an extra drinking water machine so that you can use it as a loaner machine. The conversion rate on loaning this machine out for about 3 weeks to people is over 80%. They try the water and they're like, yes, I'm in. So you get 2 of the drinking water machines. You get your Enespa for your shower, so you're bathing in the best water. You get your M-Guard to protect your home from the harmful radiation. And then you get your turmeric supplement, the Ucan. Okay, so that's 5 products total. Now, your total investment is going to be approximately $16,500. So $16,500. That is in US dollars. So if you're viewing from somewhere else around the world, because this is available everywhere pretty much, then you'll have to convert that. Now, what does this mean? Now, I want you to feel that number, like take a deep breath. Does that number feel big to you? It felt huge to me. It actually freaked me out, but I was so aligned with this opportunity. I knew I was going to find a way to allow it to happen for me. And I'm going to share with you how I allowed it to happen for me. I had crappy credit, which is what a lot of people are experiencing in this world right now. I went and got I did get a high interest loan because I knew that I was going to hit the ground running. I went and I got that loan. And so my cost out of pocket was 0. I got the loan. I purchased the 5 products. And then I want to show you this immediate commission that you're going to get. You're going to get immediate commission of anywhere between $1,500 to about 1680 in commissions to yourself. Like, where does that exist? Where you purchase products and you get a 4-figure check back. You get immediate commissions when you purchase these products, because essentially, once you buy your first product from the person that you come in through, you sell the other 4 products to yourself. So you're getting your own commissions. Now, I took that money and I put that toward the loan that I had gotten. So what was my cost out of pocket at this point? 0. I was able to cover the first 3 or 4 months with my immediate commission. So I'm at 0 cost out of pocket. Now, I was super coachable. So if you're willing to be super coachable, we can set you up to launch rapidly and get you into profit very quickly. So again, you end up with 0 cost out of pocket. Your first 5 fast track sales. So you sell 5 products, fast track, to 5 other people, 5 families. We're liberating 5 families because it's about liberation first, right? Money is a byproduct. You're going to get about $23,000 in commission. Can you let that land? You're already in profit. Okay, now somebody tell me in the comments, what was your cost out of pocket? Cost out of pocket was 0, right? And now maybe you're a person who's in a situation where you're like, there's no way I can qualify for a loan. Get resourceful. There are so many ways to come into this business, change the trajectory of your life. I retired from nursing within 8 months of coming into this business. It completely changed everything for me. I'm living my dream, and you get to have your version of this too. Now, look at these numbers. Let's go deeper. Your first 10 fast track sales, you're making $53,000. There are people who take a whole year to make $53,000. Now we're getting to the part of like, well, how am I actually going to sell these? You don't have to do any of the sales, okay? You don't have to do any sales calls or any of that. So hang with me. Now, another 4 sales, and you've earned about $100,000. So 14 fast track sales, you're at 100K, 6 figures. Tell me if this excites you, and breathe into it. Breathe into it. It felt really big for me. You know, when I first came in, 6 figures did not even feel really attainable to me. And now I know I'm going to be a millionaire. So like, you get to come on this journey with us. Our company pays out 52% in commissions to its distributors. Why? There's no middleman. We're not like Nike or Apple and paying for, billions of dollars in advertising. It's a grassroots movement. Everything is coming back to the distributor because we deserve it, right? The owner of this company, Mr. Oshiro, his goal is to get money into the hands of good people. We're redistributing wealth in the best way here. Okay, now I'm going to go to the next slide, and let's look at the compounding wealth. Kristen, do you want to take over here? You want me to keep going?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good now.
All right.
All right. Going on here. And that's the thing, is we get to like work part-time on our business and full-time on our lives, right? Life is life. So this is how the compounding wealth benefits, this is what we call leveraged income. And so we're going to show you what this looks like. Again, I'm throwing a lot of numbers out here at you. That's okay. It doesn't have to all sink in right now, but you can always come back and watch this again, because this is really important. And part of what we're showing you here is that there are direct sales that you're making directly to somebody, and there are indirect sales, benefits of indirect sales as well. And so there's you see the big gold U on here, right? You purchase 5. So we're just this is a scenario where if you come in on the fast track, again, there's lots of different ways you can come in, and that's something you can explore with the person who invited you here. But you come in with 5 products. So as a theoretical, this is super cool, because the first product you purchase opens your business, and the next 4 products that you're purchasing, you actually buy from yourself. So the first one, open your business, opened up a distributor ID, use that ID to sell yourself the other products and get money back. And you're looking at, there's different ways to structure this as well. But in this scenario, you're looking at like over $1,500 back, cash back in your pocket. You can use it to pay your first couple of months if you took out a loan or a credit card. and you're off to a strong start, right? Then, so that's a direct sale to yourself. Then let's just say you have a sale. You sell 5 products, a fast track package to Sam. Sam, from that sale to Sam, you're actually making over $3,000 in commissions. Your very first sale, your very first direct sale, you can make $3,000. So you can see, we were talking about what a struggle it is to earn money now in this current economy and in the world and in the jobs and the lack of increase in pay. Who can use $3,000 in their first sale? And I will tell you, that will be the lowest point. It only goes up from there. That's the exciting part. It only increases, it only compounds. And we can't show you all of this in one day, but we're just showing you what can happen here. So then Sam, let's just say Sam goes out and sells 5 different people, 5 fast track packages to 5 different people. So if with Sam making these 5 sales, your indirect, so you're not even doing the sale. It's Sam that's doing them. Your indirect commissions are more than $15,000 from Sam sales. More than $15,000. You barely did anything. You barely did anything. So, and was there something else on the bottom? I just want to make sure I didn't miss something here too. I can't see the very, very bottom.
You know
Oh,
what?
yeah.
I can't see either.
Okay. Okay. Actually, someone's making it smaller. I don't know. But I think it was talking about how to make 100K and how to make 1 million. So you know how Monica, I was the same way. It's like, okay, $5,000 a month, that'd be really cool. That would change things a lot. And now I laugh at that because people are doing it. People are breaking my mind barrier because my mind was the only barrier that was there. 10K, 20K, 30K, 40K, 50K months plus people are doing it. And that's the fascinating piece here is that we actually get to look at what are limiting beliefs around earning money. And so Monica and I have done a lot of work around this to really welcome in and receive what's possible here.
Yeah. And so this is the power of mentorship, right?
Yes.
Like people there to help you shift your mindset, and automation where you don't have to do all of the things. You don't have to do the sales calls and all that jazz. And we're getting to that. Okay. Hey, I know we're over. We're getting there, y'all. Keep hanging.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. So
yeah, go ahead.
there we go. Okay. So now I want to share with you another way that we earn. We've covered some of the commissions, direct and indirect. And like Kristen says, you only go up. We never go backwards in this business. There's no deranking or anything like that. Okay. But this is the pathway to generational wealth. I'm not going to go deep into the slide, but I want to give you a taste of the additional ways that we are paid in this company. Once you get to a promotion, a status that's called 6A, so you're a 6-point agent, which means you've had just 101 team sales, not individual sales, but team sales. You hit this rank of 6A, you get a $3,000 bonus just for hitting the rank, just for staying committed. This is on top of your own commissions and your indirect commissions that you've already made. So you've already made gobs of wealth here. I just hit 6A, and so I've got a $3,000 bonus on the way. Super excited about that. So I've opened up another income pathway. Now, once I hit 6A2, which means that I have 2 6As in my organization, and these can be my own businesses. Okay, that's a strategy that would teach you as well. Once I hit 6A2, I will get a $6,000 bonus, and these 2 bonuses can be mine as well. So I can get a total of $12,000 in bonuses for hitting 6A2. And I've opened up another avenue of payment, title, monthly, quarterly bonuses now. So I've got my title bonuses, and I've added monthly and quarterly bonuses based on the volume that my team sales. Okay. Now we're going to jump over here We have a saying in this business. We're going to the dashes, okay? We're going to the dashes, and this is why. This rank is called 6A2-3. You don't have to understand these ranks. Just hang with me. Just listen to the juicy numbers, okay? Once you hit this rank, which means you have a couple of 6A2-2s in your organization, or again, these can be your own businesses, a strategy we teach you, you get a $25,000 upfront bonus, and then you tap into essentially profit sharing, where you get a minimum of $5,000 monthly for life. And it's willable to your children. This is based on profit sharing within a $1 billion company. So we've opened up additional pathways of income besides standard commissions, and those commissions are still coming in. Let's jump over here because it's fun. Do you see this here, 6A2-8? We have an awesome man named Romy. He is such a simple, kind-hearted, amazing Christian man. He is about to go 6A2-8, and we're actually all riding the gravy train right now. We are coming together as a community, because when we all rank up, Romy ranks up to be the first 6A2-8 in the company's history. So this is a 50-year-old company, okay? Like Kristen said earlier, there's no market saturation here, y'all. Like, we are just now starting out. There are thousands of people that are benefiting from this patented compensation structure, but there are only thousands because very few people even know about this company. Romy's paving the way with us. I mean, -8 and beyond, okay? Like, we're literally blazing the trail as we are creating it. He's going to get an $800,000 bonus upfront and $80,000 monthly for life. Can you breathe that in? Like, it's possible. It is so possible in this space. It is mind-blowing what we have available to us here. And breathe it in, because I know it feels like, some people say it's too good to be true, but there are people that we are collaborating with on a daily basis that are in the dashes, that are tapping into generational wealth. And Kristen and I and our teams are freaking well on our way. It is happening, like flag planted. It is freaking happening. Okay, now my computer keeps malfunctioning on the, okay, now, how are we doing this? You know, we share all these juicy numbers with you. You're like, oh, this sounds great, but like, how are we actually doing this business? Inner work and strategy. Like, who's here for the inner work? I personally was not up to do anything in life if it didn't align with my soul values, and if it was not going to lead to soul growth. And so what we're showing you, what we're teaching you, we're not showing you, we're reminding you, right? Because it's all within us. What we're reminding you of is how to call in your soul tribe. And we're doing this by tapping you into an already existing system and structure that shows you what are the strategies to optimize you being able to show up to the largest audience that's at our fingertips for free, and that is social media. We have leading social media experts in the industry that are showing you how to do this, how to leverage the highest impact online strategy, both through organic advertising and paid advertising. I have grown my business through organic. I haven't paid for anything, but there's a way to like really enhance everything by doing paid advertising. And we show you how to do that. But listen, you don't need experience. I had zero experience coming into this business. And that was a part that actually honestly terrified me. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing, but you know what? My desire to expand far exceeded my fear. And so, like, give me a heck yeah in the comments if that's where you are. If you're ready and willing to be coachable so that you can experience a different life, or maybe your life is already great. Let's make it better, more exciting, healthier, wealthier, right? Okay, and so this is a simple graphic to show you how simple do we get to keep it. We're going to teach you how to keep it simple. We're going to help you to know how to tap into the online strategies to show up online as your authentic self. You're essentially creating your own personal brand. And it's not rocket science. You just need to tap into the authentic you, right? Do the inner work, show up online and show people what you are made of, right? We all came to be impactful and be trailblazers, light bearers, right? To be the torch bearers, to show people the way. That's what we get to do with our social media post. And then very organically, think about how you got here. You get to watch a masterclass like this. If it could be shorter, you know, if your target audience is like single moms, maybe that are on the go, we've got 30-minute masterclasses. You don't have to do this. You get to tap in, share the information through a masterclass. And then if they are aligned, they get to book in a call. They get to book in a call, go a little bit deeper, get all of their questions answered, right? All the questions get answered, any sort of limiting beliefs that you might have around your ability, we help to transmute those. And we help you get resourceful to invest in your products. You get to invest in your products. You become a global distributor for life. You are tapped into the community, into the mentorship. We show you step by step how to launch your business. You'll watch a video and implement. Watch a video and implement. It gets to be that simple. You don't have to do it on your own. You don't have to recreate the wheel. Okay, now it's time to automate your offer. Like, what is this automation that we're talking about? Where is this information that's going to support you with your inner work and your strategy? Kristen's going to go into that. And we're going to wrap up here quickly.
Yes, yes. I'm going to kind of breeze through this quickly. So automation is a key. Education and automation are key. And this is where the Freedom Era Academy comes in, right? We oftentimes call it the Academy. And it's a leading educational platform to become a wellness affiliate. It provides you with all the tools, the resources, and the mentorship you need to become a successful affiliate with this company. So it's the cost of it is for less than a coffee a day. You know, I said before that mentorship, oftentimes with a high quality mentorship, you're probably looking at about 10K. Well, we have a mentorship coming up here right around the corner. And to qualify, you're looking at the end of the month. We don't charge for it. We don't charge for it. We just give it to you to get you launched and started here. So we get to, in the Academy, sales can be made 24/7. They can be done for you with our DBS team, can do the sales calls for you. We have an onboarding system that's all set up and powerfully gets you launched. From day one, there's step-by-step guides to setting up your social media. We have business building strategies for all social media platforms, right? Whether it's LinkedIn or TikTok or IG or Facebook, we have trainings on all of those. There's also custom funnels and sales pages and done for you webinars. So we have a library of webinars that you get to choose from to send to your leads. Oh my God, isn't that not amazing? You don't have to do this. Monica and I do it because we enjoy it. There are also exclusive monthly masterclasses with world-class leaders who are at the top of their field teaching us strategies, whether it's virtual or whether I want to say virtual reality, but what's the right term? I can't think of it, but that's okay. It doesn't matter. And live events, which never miss a live event, I'm going to tell you. Our next one is going to be in San Diego. And I already have my ticket. Monica already has her ticket. Sometimes we bring our families. Like, it's such a magical experience to go to our live events. And our mentorship is world-class, top-notch. We've dialed it in, and it's an earn while you learn. It's not you learn stuff and then at some point you implement. You earn while you learn. And so that can be very powerful to implementing a new business, because we know you're coming here to make money, right? So our skills-based trainings, they're designed to help you get into action, to foster growth, and to get your business moving. So yeah, thanks for hanging in here with us. So we have industry icons from sales and marketing, leadership, mindset, and money. Like, it's the most magical place. I can't imagine having this business without it, quite truthfully. So yeah, let's go to the next one and tell people how to get started here, right? This is what you need to do in order to get get things moving, right? To the next steps for you. So step 1 is to reach out to the person who invited you here. Reach out to the person who invited you, and they're going to guide you through the next steps. We each have our own way of doing this business. So they will guide you to the next steps, and then you're going to complete a discovery process. We know you still have questions. We haven't given you everything. Otherwise, it would be like a sensory overload. So you're going to get to go through a discovery process to learn more information and to get your questions answered. You're going to have a call in that process. At the end of your discovery process, you're going to have a call where you're going to make sure all your questions are answered and that you're feeling confident about your decision to move forward. And then you get started, right? You get to purchase your products, get your distributor ID, and get things moving, right? And launch your business and start the education that's in there. So for fast action takers, so this has been going on for a little bit. This particular offer has been going on for just a little bit. And we want to share with you that you get to have mentorship as part of this for fast action takers. So the December 31st is the end date for the last day that you get to decide to move forward here, in order to move forward and for you to get free mentorship as part of this. And also for anyone who is jumping in and getting their call scheduled, you're going to get the chance to have a generational wealth call recording that our top leaders have done that shows you how to make 100K in 100 days. Like, who would be interested in learning our 100K strategy? And these people are way beyond that even at this point, right? They're doing 100K months at this point. So, but they know like this is a step-by-step process. So you get to learn from them. You get to jump in and get educated by what they have to share, which is super, super powerful. So if you schedule your call within 48 hours, you can have access to that. And I will just say to you, like, don't wait. Like, how much of your life have you already been waiting for the perfect opportunity to fall in your lap? Because this is like the perfect scenario of people wanting to create an income online, people wanting more health in their life, people wanting a way to actually create wealth and step out of survival mode and to thrive in their lives. People are looking for that. Millions of people are looking for that. And that's what we have here. So yeah, I really say to you, like, there's no risk to take the next step anyway. All you have to do is reach out to the person who invited you here and say, I'm ready for the next step. And that's it. So my family needs me right now.
Amazing. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone. So reach out to the person who invited you to this call for your next steps and have a beautiful, beautiful rest of your day or night, whatever it is for you. Bye, everyone. Thank you so much.
Bye, everyone.